Then I let me in the door. Then I gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh from out that bottom.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, man. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you're new. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Attack on Titan, but in particular, I'm going to be explaining the Ackerman's bond and if it's real or not. Now, the Attack on Titan community is really split in half when it comes to this certain type of topic about the Ackerman bond being real or not. You got a lot of people going off of what Zeke said in chapter 130 and people thinking that he confirmed that the Ackerman bond is BS. But then you also got a lot of people who go off of what Eren said back in chapter 112 and basically him saying that the Ackerman bond is a real thing. Now, before I explain if the Ackerman's bond is real or not, I have to first explain how the Ackermans came to be. Because to be honest, you have a lot of people out there that don't even know what the Ackermans really are. And a lot of people didn't even know that they were part of a noble family. Like, I didn't know that they was a part of a noble family at first until Kiyomi has said it in one of the recent episodes of Attack on Titan final season. So Mikasa, Kenny, and Levi are a part of this noble family, which is the Ackermans. Now, in Mikasa's case, she has two noble bloodlines within inside of her. She's part Ackerman and she's part Oriental. So she's more royalty than what Kenny and Levi or any other Ackerman that's on Paradise Island is. Now, the Ackerman Clan was a group of warriors who was designed to not only follow commands from the king, but also protect the king and be the king's sword. So whenever the king wanted somebody assassinated, just like how Ra Reese wanted somebody assassinated and he basically gave that mission to Kenny, they would go to the Ackermans to get the job done. Now, the creation of the Ackermans was on purpose, but the fact that they developed the power to use the power of the Titans without actually having to be in Titan form was an accident. It was a miscalculation. That's something that was not supposed to happen. Now, by it being an accident, nobody knows why, not even Zeke, nobody knows why they was able to develop the power of the Titans while staying in human form. Now, I took it upon myself to come up with my own theory on how they was able to do that. Now, the only thing that I can think of, knowing that Ymir the founder is the reason why everything is the way it is. The reason why the founder Titan can only be used by someone who is a member of the royal family is because of her. The reason why the royal family members are special in the first place is because of her. She designed them to be like that, which is why they're so different from other Eldians. And we can see this back in season 3 of part 2 when we see Historia touch Ymir's letter and was able to see her memories, you know? No other Eldian besides a member of the royal family can do that. Another example is when Historia had touched Eren's back and was able to regain her memory that Freda had took from her. You know, no, I'm pretty sure any other Eldian that would come in contact with Eren wouldn't be able to regain their memories they had lost from the first king by wiping their memories away. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be able to do that unless Eren did that himself. So in some shape or form, the royal family members have Titan powers inside of them. Now, that don't mean that they have the physical abilities of a Titan, but they're able to see memories if they come into contact with the Titan, just like how Historia was able to see Ymir's memories by touching her letter. So me explaining all that and knowing that the Ackermans are Eldians but are also royalty at the same time. So what if Ymir made them special as well by giving them Titan powers, but their Titan powers was applied to them differently. Instead of being able to do what the Fritz family can do, which is being able to see memories without any drawback, the Ackermans can't have their memories taken away or manipulated, and they also develop the physical abilities of Titans. And when their Ackerman instincts get activated, they gain the experience from past Ackermans through Veil of a Path, which is why Mikasa and Kenny and Levi is killer machines, because they already have the experience of past Ackermans through Veil of a Path by activating the Ackerman instincts. Now, the only Ackerman that we've seen actually activate the Ackerman instincts is Mikasa. We don't really see when Levi activates his, and we don't really see when Kenny first activates his. All we know is that they both felt like how Mikasa felt when she first activated hers. Now, the Ackermans can't activate their Titan powers by themselves. They have to be activated by a host, whoever they think is the king. So the first Ackermans that were made for the king, they automatically had their Titan powers because they already knew who they was bound to protect and follow orders from, which was him. Now, for Levi, Mikasa, and Kenny's case, they convinced themselves into thinking that their host was the king. For Levi, his host was Irvin. After Levi lost his friends to that Titan, Irvin gave him a new reason to fight. He told Levi to join the scouts and kill every Titan that crosses his path. Doing that made Levi convince himself into thinking that Irvin was the king. So he felt like he needed to help Irvin in any shape or form. So Levi made it his goal to accomplish every mission that Eren had assigned him to. But the one mission that he could not accomplish, which was the mission to kill Zeke. And by him not being able to kill Zeke, he felt like he failed Eren, especially because he couldn't repay the sacrifice that Eren had made for him. So that literally eats him alive, and we can see that in chapter 136. Now, the same thing goes for Kenny. Kenny was doing his own thing until he came into contact with Yuri. And what made Kenny convince himself into thinking that Yuri was his host is when he seen how much power Yuri had, but Yuri ended up bowing down to Kenny and acknowledging Kenny's power. The fact that he couldn't change or take away Kenny's memories, the fact that he couldn't do that, he acknowledged that. And him doing that in front of Kenny, it literally lit a spark inside his body. And he immediately knew that he was supposed to help them. So he pledged his loyalty to them, and in return, they gave him a new line of work because Kenny was all over the place. He was doing whatever the fuck he wanted, and he truly didn't know what he wanted. And he was getting bored, so he fought for what Yuri and Rarice wanted, which was true peace, which is why we see him assassinating people and shit like that. He was fighting for their ideals. Now, for Mikasa, after seeing her parents get killed in front of her eyes, she didn't have any ounce of fight left in her until Eren somehow found her. And to be honest, I don't even know how Eren even found her. It's a couple of theories that's going around saying that future Eren basically guided him toward her location, and I wouldn't be surprised because a future Eren and a future Zeke is literally off camera watching everything play out, so I would not be surprised at that theory, because it's like, how the fuck did he even find her, like on some real shit? But anyway, he finds her, whatever. She didn't have no ounce of life within her until Eren tells her, like, hey, if you want to live, you got to fight. And doing that, she convinced herself into thinking that Eren is the king, so she needed to protect him. And she activated her Ackerman instincts off the command that Eren had gave her. And doing that, gave her the experience of every past Ackerman do ever path. And she knew exactly how to kill the guy. Now, just because the Ackermans are bound to protect the king doesn't mean that they can't go against the king, because they can leave whenever they want to. And Kenny's grandfather is the one that confirms this when he's explaining to Kenny on why the Ackermans are being hunted by the king. And the reason why the Ackermans were being hunted is because they went against the way how the king did things. They didn't want to be a part of it, so they left. And by the Ackermans leaving and doing things on their own, it actually caused the king to be scared of them, because there was a large amount of people who had the ability to use the power of the Titans while staying in their human form, who also knew about the Titans' history and the king's secrets. And then their memories could not be manipulated or taken away from them. So the king had the Ackerman clan killed, leaving only a few survivors, and some of them ended up escaping to the underground city, which is where Levi grew up in. And then you had Mikasa's parents, including Kenny's grandfather. So you only had a few survivors. But by Kenny being loyal to the royal family members and basically protecting them and fighting for what they believe in, he stopped the king from killing the rest of the Ackermans, which is why Levi and Mikasa are still alive to this day. So just because the Ackermans are bound to protect the king doesn't mean that they can't just leave or allow the host to leave whenever they want to. For example, Levi ended up letting Eren die and picked Armin over Eren to give the power to. Once Yuri had died, Kenny ended up doing things on his own and fighting for what he wanted, and what he wanted was the Titan powers. He wanted to be looked at as a god, just like how Yuri was. And then you got Mikasa. Mikasa right now is going against Eren. But Mikasa, she complicates the whole topic because she's the first Ackerman that we ever seen on camera fall in love with their host, you know? So the reason why she protects Eren is not only because of her Ackerman instincts and her bound to protect him. Her love for Eren plays a big part in her protecting Eren as well, which is probably why she don't want to kill Eren even though she's going against Eren. So I want to say that the bound is real. It's not bullshit. It's real. Because if you look at chapter 112, when Armin goes to punch Eren, she, out of instinct, pins Armin down to the table, not even caring who the fuck he is. She didn't think for herself, and out of instinct, she protected Eren, just like how he knew she would. So when Eren tells Mikasa that he always hated her since he was a kid, I feel like he was telling the truth. But the thing is, he was also lying as well, because he doesn't fully hate her. He just hates that part of her is loyal to her Ackerman instincts to always protect him. But like I said, he was also lying as well, because he was just making it seem like that's all she was, nothing but Ackerman instincts. But she truly does love the guy, so that plays a big part in her wanting to protect Eren as well. But like I said, the Ackerman bond is not bullshit. It's real. because of what she did in chapter 112, and the fact that that's what they're designed to do, is to protect the king. But like I said earlier in the video, they can literally get up and leave whenever they want to. But for Mikasa's case, her love plays a big part in it, and that's the reason why she doesn't want to leave Eren's side. So I can truly understand why a lot of people will be split in half into thinking that the Ackerman bond is bullshit. And the reason why people think it's bullshit is because of Mikasa, man. Like, she literally fell in love with her host, so you don't really know which is which. Is she doing it because of her instincts, or is she doing it because of her love? And if it's confusing us, then it's damn sure confusing Eren, which is probably why he don't want to be with her ass. Like, just think about it. Like, you just got this girl who likes to fuck out you, but then the next day she makes it seem like she don't like you. Like, bitch, what the fuck? But anyway, my next video should be me explaining how Mikasa may know that Eren is the one that's resetting time. And I'm surprised that a lot of people don't even know about Eren resetting time. So, like, basically, when Mikasa is saying see you later in the first chapter of the manga of Attack on Titan, that is supposed to be adult Mikasa saying that, which is why you can see her with short hair. But it transferred over to kid Mikasa saying it as well and waking Eren up. So that's letting us know that he just sent himself back in time, or he just reset time. And her saying see you later is if enough. Like, bitch, how you know you gonna see me later? Like what the fuck? But by him resetting time, he won't be able to reset Mikasa's memory, so most likely she know that Eren is resetting time. Even in her overall, she says that once Eren get to the March of Fate, aka the rumbling, nobody, not even her, will be able to stop him. So she knows that Eren is doing the rumbling. But anyway, this is the end of the video, man. You ain't gotta like, you ain't gotta comment, but I do appreciate it if you hit the sub button if you're new. And I'm out, bruh.